Hello everyone, I'm Verena Borell and I'm an evolutionary astrologer and channel, and I wanted to share, or I feel called to share, a little energy cosmic update with you, because I have the feeling that many of us are standing on a crossroad and maybe have the feeling that they don't know what is coming, and there's a certain degree of uncertainty. I mean, that's not surprising, but I have the feeling that many of us might have this idea around it's the end, or there's a certain uncertainty and hopelessness. And what I'm being told all the time is it's not the end, it's the preparation for a completely paradigm shift and a completely new level. So before we up level, there's always this certain degree of death or of letting go or of release. And I have the feeling that these energies are all reflected in the cosmos by, first of all, the upcoming Pisces season, which is every year kind of a letting go and an exhale, but also Pluto is on its last degree, on 29-degree Capricorn. And I have the feeling it feels like really standing still, even though all planets, not the asteroids, but all planets are in direct motion. It feels like it's a standing still. Pluto on this 29-degree Capricorn, we are standing on the ground, and I have the feeling it's all about looking inside now, becoming crystal clear, maybe what underlying fears, what underlying desires, what underlying emotions are still holding us back to self-liberate, and really doing the inner work, looking inside, so that we then can move on and can cross the threshold, can enter the portal, can enter the new level. And these processes of going back and going forward, going back, going forward and going back in order to go forward, these processes are in the field for the next 2 years, for the time that Pluto will dance between Aquarius and Capricorn. And I think it's so important that we become aware of that. If we want to move on, if we want to enter new paradigms, if we want to really liberate ourselves and come back to our unconditioned self, Aquarius, it's very important to look back, Capricorn, to become aware of our conditioning, to see what structures and rules, what rules of life are not longer working, what rules of life are natural, what structures allow us flow. And it's an ongoing process. So we dance together with Pluto between Capricorn and Aquarius in the next years. And I think it's so important that we become very clear and very aware that it's not the end, it's the end of a certain period in our soul's evolution and within the collective, so that we can up level. And in order to up level, it is so important to be very conscious now and to look inside now, to see what wants to be healed and to be purged. And this is also emphasized, and I will share my I will share my screen with you. I will share my screen to show you the current transits. So this is now. I'm recording this on February 13, and you see that Pluto is on 29-degree Capricorn. And you also see that Pluto is already squaring the nodal axis. So Pluto is in a square. It's an out of sign square, but it's a square to the south node in Scorpio. Pluto is the ruler of it, and the north node in Taurus. And this Pluto square, Pluto will square the lunar nodes for the whole year. So I think until January 2024 or something like that. Pluto will be in this 10, I use a 10-degree orb to the lunar nodes. And I think that it's so important to look at it and to see also that the resolution node in evolutionary astrology, we put a big emphasis on planets that square the nodes because they symbolize something that needs to be explored and to integrate it in order to move on, in order to evolve. And because we are looking at the current transits, that's not only in regard to your personal life, but also in regard to the collective. And the resolution node of this Pluto that is squaring the nodal axis is the south node, in Scorpio, and the lunar nodes will switch in summer to Aries and Libra, but at the moment we are still in this Scorpio Taurus. Composting, purging, healing, planting new seeds, things. And I think it's so important that we become aware that Pluto is now on this very, very potent 29 degree of Capricorn, and Pluto will then move into Aquarius, I think on the March 24th or something like that. I think March 23rd or 24th. It depends a little bit on your time zone. And then Pluto is on 0-degree Aquarius, and Pluto will then go back when Pluto stations retrograde into Capricorn. So as I said, there is this dance. And additionally, I show you the transits of today again. We have Saturn. Saturn is on its last degrees of Aquarius. So Saturn will move shortly after the full moon in Virgo. Saturn will move into Pisces, and Saturn will not come back to Aquarius. Saturn will stay in Pisces. So you see around, I will switch to days. I don't have the exact date in my mind at the moment. Around March 8th, Saturn will switch into Pisces. And why I'm showing you that, I think that Saturn and Pluto are in these last degrees of their signs. Saturn was in Aquarius for the last 2.5 years, approximately, and Pluto was in Capricorn since 2008. So we are really entering a new level, and it's really, we are on the threshold. And I have the feeling that there is a certain degree of sadness or grief or even devastation in the air at the moment. And I just want to share with you what my guides are telling me. It's not the end, it's the preparation for an up-leveling. So don't be worried. It's a phase within your journey, and it's a very important phase. And when you live in the northern hemisphere, we are still in winter. Aquarius season is fixed. It's it's the middle of winter. And when then Pisces season comes, there comes this ending of winter, the mutable sign, the spring is already in the air. And I have the feeling that Pisces season this year will be intense. It will be an intense, tense release process, because it is not only before Aries season as every year. So we always have the switch between Pisces and Aries, that Pisces feels very much like being in a balsamic moon phase, or being in the balsamic phase. And the balsamic phase, so Pisces is the last zodiac sign. It's about exhaling, releasing everything we went through when we put it into relation of the zodiac wheel in 1 year. So everything we went through in this year. So everything culminates in Pisces. All 12 zodiac signs culminate in Pisces. All our experiences are culminating, and we are letting go, releasing, to enter with Aries a new year, a new cycle, a new initiation of who we are. And that is all so strongly emphasized this year because the cosmos with Pluto's ingress into Aquarius and Saturn's ingress into Pisces in March, and emphasize that that it's not only about starting a new year, it's about entering a new world. And it sounds heavy, and it is heavy. And I just want to encourage you and give you maybe some hope if you are in a situation that feels hopelessness and where you feel like standing standing on a crossroad and don't know where to go. I think it's really about doing the Pluto work at the moment. Look inside. It might be the case that you have already the vision, that you know Aquarius, that you have the vision, that you know where to go, that you already see your future self, but there's still something that seems to hold you back. And I think it is, and in evolutionary astrology, we work so much with Pluto. It is about Pluto in this case. I mean, Pluto is so much more, but in this case, it is about, okay, what desires or fears, and they don't have to root in the experiences of our current life. They might have their roots in past lives or the collective unconsciousness. What fears, what maybe repressed desires are still unconscious that that dictate our behavior from our subconscious mind, from our deep psyche, so that again and again situations and circumstances are showing up that we don't consciously want to manifest, but that our unconscious fears and unconscious desire manifest behind our back, or from this deep unconscious root. And I think it is about being very self-compassionate at the moment and looking inside and bringing awareness with lots of self-honesty and self-compassion to these parts that we might still don't see or are still unconscious, that we can satisfy this hunger and satisfy these desires in a very conscious way, so that they don't dictate our behavior from the underworld, but that we really see them and nurture them and satisfy them, so that we can move on and can let go of old conditioning. And often these fears and repressed desires hold us back from letting go of old conditioning, because as we know, and as I already told so often, shared so often in other videos and on my Instagram channel and on my newsletter, that for our system, especially for our nervous system, change is always scary. No matter if we change for the better, quotation marks, or if we change for the worse, change is always scary for our system, because our system wants us to keep us in a zone that is known. And it doesn't matter if this zone is actually not really supportive, but it's known. So that's a little bit of a Taurus shadow. So with Taurus, we sometimes tend to stay in the comfort zone, even if it is uncomfortable, because it is known, and we don't know if the new thing, the new circumstances, the new relationships are maybe worse. So we stay in a very uncomfortable situation just because we know it. I think our nervous system, our body, our Taurus body works like that. And so it is so important that we really find our pace, and that we take our time, and that we take our body with us in these huge paradigm shifts that we are facing as an individual and as a collective. And that we, even though our Aquarius higher mind knows, wow, I want to change, I want this new thing, circumstance, life, this new personality, this future self, I want to melt and merge with my future self. Now, maybe there's still trauma stuck in our body that holds us back to do this paradigm shift, to enter the new. And or Scorpio, there are still fears or underlying desires from past lives, from our past, from our ancestry, from the collective unconscious, that need to be seen, to be consciously satisfied, to be nurtured, to be healed, to be purged, so that we can release it and can step into the new. And I think that Pluto is now on this last degree of Capricorn. It's a degree of culmination. I mean, you can even reflect about your own evolutionary journey since 2008, or I think it was heightened in the last years since since the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in 2020. I think there are so many things that we are shedding skins since, I think, 2019, 2020, all the time. And I know some of us, me included, are sometimes really tired of this deep work, and this with the South Node in Scorpio since 2021. I mean, it's deep shit. It's deep inner work. And I think it's really about maybe seeing or considering Pisces season as a huge exhale, as a coming back to your center, as a coming back to your soul, as a surrendering to a loving higher force, whatever that is for you, the cosmos, the universe, love, God, goddess, and really trusting. And this is fucking difficult and challenging, but I think it is really about trusting, letting go, exhale, and at the same time looking inside, becoming clear what is still there, what wants to be healed, so that we can take the new step and know where to go when we are standing on this crossroad. And I just want to share this with you because I see with my clients and in my surrounding that many of us are are in a situation that something broke apart or something is not working, or they recognize that they cannot go on with this circumstances, situations, but they don't know. In one case, they have the vision, but they don't know how to go. And in the other case, they still don't have the vision, what will come. So I just say, breathe in and breathe out very long and very slowly. Have self-compassion and look inside and become clear, integrate what you have learned and let go and purge and heal what wants to be seen and to be healed in order to take the next step. And I'm pretty sure that the next step will unfold if we now take our time and don't rush forward. So Jupiter is in Aries, and and I think we need at the moment Jupiter in Aries, because Jupiter in Aries just whispers to us, okay, darling, there is so much that wants to be explored, and trust your instinct. But I think it's important that we don't go too strongly in this Jupiter and Aries energy and just rush forward, I think it's more like the encouragement that keeps us going so that we don't get totally stuck in the underworld and on these 29-degree Capricorn. So Jupiter is there, that is, and this Jupiter's energy is an energy that pushes us forward. That is good. But I think it is really about, at the moment, taking your time, looking inside, getting clear, and don't give up. It's, as my guides are telling me, it's not the end, it's the preparation for a completely new paradigm and an up-leveling. And before that, Pisces season can wash away, can clear. And another thing that is very important before I close, grieving processes. And I think I have this feeling that with Saturn entering Pisces, there comes a lot of grief, and in a good way, because grieving clears. When we cry, we clear. Yeah, crying is like washing our soul. So if you need to grieve, because I think often that what we forget when we do shadow work and when we dive deep and when we release and let go and purge and heal, grieving is one phase of that. Grieving, anger, everything that is coming up is important. But I think often that, especially in our society, where we are pushed to produce all the time, there's no time for grieving. And I think it's important that we, Saturn and Pisces, take the time and create spaces where we can grieve. Yeah. I think that is everything I wanted to share. I just wanted to, share a little bit what I feel with Pluto in the last degree of Capricorn already squaring the nodes, and that it is now until March, I think, really a time to trust the vision, but to do the inner work and to become very clear that it is that the new will unfold, but now it's here, the time for integration, for healing, for releasing, for exhaling, for grieving. And yes, in the over the year, we will go back to Capricorn and then ingress into Aquarius together with Pluto again in the next year. So it's an ongoing process, and it's good because these are huge shifts, and huge shifts take time. And as I said, our body needs often more time. So matter is slower than our mind and our spirit. So even though your mind and your spirit is already in the new paradigm, matter and body sometimes needs longer. So it's good that Pluto is such a slow-moving planet that just reflects. So Pluto is not doing things. That Pluto is such a slow-moving planet reflects that all the work, all these deep inner purging and healing processes that are reflected by Pluto in the sky needs work and needs time. And it's good, even though it's sometimes very painful, but it is good that we have the time. I just wanted to mention that if you need support on your Pluto journey, and if you are interested to look what maybe unconscious or subconscious fears and desires, repressed desires from past lives, from this life, from your ancestry maybe hold you still back, and what needs some conscious awareness, I'm happy to help you. I'm grateful to help you. I'm giving one-on-one evolutionary astrology sessions where we look at your Pluto, where we look at your lunar nodes, and you gain more clarity what unconscious issues are there that want to be healed in order to evolve. And in an evolutionary astrology session, we really look at your soul's evolution over many lifetimes. So we look at the birth chart from the perspective of your soul, so that you become, gain clarity about where you are coming from, where your soul comes from. So about your gifts, your talents, but also unresolved conflicts, what wants to be healed and what wants to be evolved in this lifetime, and what is the direction your soul calls you and wants to move you. And a one-on-one evolutionary astrology session is for sure, you are not after that like, now I know. But it's really supportive and it's really powerful and it's really transformative to gain clarity, to trust your path, to trust your own intuition and what you are already feeling. And I always have the feeling that with evolutionary astrology, you deepen the connection to your soul and you feel your soul and not just your mind. And it's really about getting in contact with your soul. Feel free to to book a one-on-one evolutionary astrology session. You find a link to my booking in the description of this video. At the moment, you can, my books are open until March. And if there is no date that is working for you, you can just write me an email and we find a date. My email address is in the description of the video below too. And I also want to invite you to a very, very special workshop series that I'm holding at the moment and during the whole year 2023 with my dear friend and collaborator Martha Alter-Heinz. Martha is also an astrologer, a channeler, healer, a wonderful human being. And Martha and I together are holding this goddess workshop series with the name Conversations with the Goddesses. And we discover every month. We started just now, just 3 weeks ago in January, we started the whole series. And the series is a 12-part, 12-month journey. You can sign up for the whole 12-part journey or just for a set of 4 months and 4 goddesses. And we discover every month another goddess asteroid or planetary body. And you not only learn left brain about this goddess, but you really embody and awaken this goddess inside of you. So every workshop that we hold comes, a huge part of every workshop is not giving you information, but really allow you and support you to drop into your body and feel this goddess energy through a channeled guided meditation where you really connect with the energy of this goddess. And the first set of 4 that has already started in January, but you can still join, is the goddesses between the worlds. And this month we are doing Persephone. Next week we will continue with Ceres, then comes Hecate, and then comes Hygeia. And I think it's really, really fitting that we are talking about goddesses between the world at the moment, because, I mean, this whole thing I just talked about really feels about Persephone. So are you abducted by Pluto and pulled into the underworld? Or are you going into the underworld with awareness and becoming the queen of the underworld? So Persephone. But I stop here. When you want to learn more about Persephone, join our workshop series. And I invite you to this workshop series, and you find all information in the description below the video. And that is everything I wanted to share with you. I just sent you a YouTube hack, and it's not the end. it's the preparation for a huge up-leveling. Thank you so much. And I would love, if you like this video, please like it, please share the video, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to stay in contact with me, please sign up for my newsletter. And you find all the information in the description below.